Imagine stepping back in time to the swinging 60s. The world was a different place, and so were the schools. Some of the rules teachers enforced back then would be absolutely unthinkable today. In fact, some might even land them in jail. Let's dive into 15 school rules from the 1960s that are now banned. You won't believe some of these, especially the last few. First up, number 15. The dress code dictatorship. Girls' skirts had to be a certain length, often measured by having them kneel on the floor. If the hemline didn't touch the ground, it was too short, and you were sent home. For boys, long hair was a no-go, sometimes leading to forced haircuts right there at school. Number 14. Corporal punishment. This was not just allowed, it was expected. A ruler to the knuckles, a paddle to the backside. Teachers were the judge, jury, and executioner for minor misdeeds like talking in class or being late. Today, this is classified as assault in most places. Number 13. Mandatory prayer. In many public schools, the day started with a prayer or a Bible reading. This was standard practice until the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional in the early 60s. Imagine that being a requirement in a public school today. Number 12. Gender-segregated classes. Home economics for girls, woodshop for boys. The curriculum was designed based on strict gender roles, preparing girls to be homemakers and boys to be breadwinners. There was very little room for crossing those lines. Number 11. The dunce cap. Yes, this was a real thing. Students who misbehaved or struggled academically could be forced to sit in the corner of the classroom wearing a pointed cap. Publicly shamed for their failures. We're just getting started, and it gets even crazier. Stick around, because the rules become more shocking as we go. Number 10. Smoking lounges. Believe it or not, some high schools had designated smoking areas for students. While the health risks of smoking were becoming known, it wasn't taken as seriously. And lighting up on school grounds was sometimes permitted. Number 9. No left-handed writing. Being left-handed was often seen as a defect. Teachers would sometimes force left-handed children to write with their right hand, sometimes even tying their left hand behind their back. This practice was based on old superstitions and has since been debunked as harmful to a child's development. Number 8. Unrestricted access to student records. Your grades, disciplinary actions, and even personal notes from teachers were far from private. Parents, other teachers, and sometimes even prospective employers could access these files without the student's consent. Privacy laws have changed all of that. Number 7. Forced apologies. If a student was wronged by a teacher, don't expect an apology. But if a student was accused of disrespect, they were often forced to write apology letters or make public apologies, regardless of who was actually in the right. Number 6. Limited bathroom breaks. Students often needed a special hall pass to use the restroom, and teachers could simply say no. There were no considerations for medical needs or emergencies. It was all at the teacher's discretion. The top 5 are on another level entirely. You're going to want to hear these. Number 5. Paddling for poor grades. It wasn't just about behavior. In some schools, corporal punishment was used as a motivator for academic performance. Failing a test could earn you a trip to the principal's office for a paddling. Number 4. Censorship of student newspapers. Freedom of the press. Not so much in 1960s high schools. The principal or a faculty advisor had the final say on every article and anything deemed controversial. Critical of the school or inappropriate was immediately cut. Number 3. Searching student lockers and belongings without cause. Teachers and principals could search a student's locker, backpack, or purse at any time for any reason, without any suspicion of wrongdoing. This was a complete violation of what we now consider personal privacy. Number 2. Forcing students to stand for hours. As a punishment, a teacher could make a student stand in the corner, or even at the front of the class, for an entire period or longer. It was a method of humiliation and physical endurance. And finally, from the mid-20th century to the late 1990s, school rulebooks reflected a world where discipline mattered more than children's rights.